better farmers. And that's a way to bring prosperity back into agriculture and actually get better stewards. Well, okay, how are we going to get people back in the land? The only way that I know to get people back in the land is to make a conscious effort to do that. And for people to encourage other people to get out there and do it. And we have some excellent examples. Your farmer's market is a wonderful example. I talk about it everywhere I go. This is a good one. There's good ones in North Carolina. There's a lot of good ones. These are good examples, but it's not enough. We need to get local food into our local schools. This is one of the thrusts of the Kerr Center. I haven't told you much about Kerr Center. I will. I'll try to before I quit. But we are really involved in food systems, and we've embarked on a farm-to-school program. We know that we need better nutrition in schools. I mean, there's health issues, you name it. And it only makes sense, to increase the percentage of local food that we use in our diets to benefit rural development in our own areas. There's a guy in northern Iowa, Kashmir, can you think of his last name?
Inshot.
Yeah, Inshot. He's got a thing, it's about a local restaurant named Rudy's, and it's called A Tale of Two Chickens. And he traces kind of employment-wise what happens with farm-raised chickens. And you've got a you've got an elevator that mixes the feed, and you've got a processing facility there. You've got jobs created all along and getting that back to Rudy's Taco Diner. And Rudy's a real person with a real restaurant. And so you've got employment created throughout that supply chain. And then we have another supply chain. And it really what it does is it pays wages to contract growers. But it exports the profits back out to shareholders that live in many states outside the borders. And so you've got a whole thing of losing. You've got a real pollution potential industry, profits going outside that community, and at best, minimum wage jobs. We deserve better than minimum wage jobs, so we deserve fair contracts in agriculture. But the farmer is not able to bargain, and farmers are still being lured in contract situations that aren't as good as they could be. And so we've got to fight for that basic justice, to stand up and help farmers to take a position, negotiate for a position that they can stay in their land. Goodness. You know, I could go on telling a lot of stories, a lot of webs, but I think I'd rather just stop right there and not use all my time, and we'll talk as we go. Anything touched the nerve here?
I was wondering if you saw a role for hemp in a sustainable agriculture.
Just had a discussion the other day with someone about that. You know, hemp in Oklahoma are, yes, I do see a role for hemp. I think there's a whole lot of things that get in the way of hemp, you know, i.e. marijuana, the whole religious debate, the whole everything. But, you know, we used to grow hemp all over central U.S. For rope making. There's no reason we can't use that to help farmers. I mean, they're not going to smoke the stuff. I mean, it's too low, and whatever it is, it makes you buzz. Yeah. So, yes, I mean, why not? But there's a real stigma, I mean, in terms of policy of allowing that to happen. Canada's doing it.
But it comes down to educating the people on all these things, you know, that you just shared with us. It really comes down to us having heard what we hear here and then going and telling, you know, people we know, friends and relatives. And it's got to be a groundswell to counter the propaganda machine against things that are good for the environment and good for communities.
How much, you know, I've been hearing a few things, and you're definitely more into policy than what I get into. How much risk of the majority of American agriculture moving overseas is there at this point? I've heard a little bit about maybe, you know, what you hear indicates maybe there'll be no agriculture left other than the local.
Well, and who would have thought that we'd even be having this discussion? But it's the result of several things. I mean, number one, South America is full of virgin land that's waiting for the forest to be cleared. And big corporations in America are going down there and they're doing it. And they're planting soybeans like crazy. And they're planting citrus, and they're planting everything we grow here. There was a book, I don't remember who wrote it, or a paper I read that said in 2025 that we would no longer be a major exporter of agricultural products, and that we really would be a minor player. And I never thought that'd be a reality until I think it was last couple of years, 2.7 million ag deficit. We're importing more than we're exporting. And I think when we look at the 2003, 2004, 2005 figures, we're in hundreds of millions deficit. We're importing. Now, why are they going south? Well, less environmental regulation, cheap labor, and I mean, this is the thing of a global economy.
Testing, got vocal, testing. Can you hear the guitar? I don't want to hear the guitar. Testing. I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside, down by the riverside. Check your blood horns on your PI number 12. Still have no signal. We're getting there. I got my Hi, sorry, signal, John.
Are you getting us?
Yes. Thanks for smiling for me. It's nice to get people unaware for just a second and then have them react.
Yeah, I know. But now I'm aware.
Everybody gets shy. It's amazing.
Are you from here?
Yes. Very much so.
Down by the riverside. let me get down here, Greg. Here, Greg, by yourself. You don't have Greg on fun.
Birds still We're just right up there in front of our three sisters. I was helping my daughter tomorrow morning. Yeah, I haven't been here either. I've got the students sitting up there. We sat down, they started, sat down and they got on the board with another function.
Get near a camera and they just makes them cry.
She loves the camera action.
She just didn't see it then. Yeah, she'll be big enough to participate in this in a short time. Then you'll be saying, well, now that you've gone to college and spent all my money, when do you get a job?
Get a job!
Get a job. And you'll feel like you're still a kid yourself. And wonder why people think you're old. And her friends call you ma'am.
And there's a few that was under that they weren't shown. They weren't shown. There's a couple they weren't shown. I had them sitting out under here. I don't know where they went now. Well, they might have been. Now they're in right there.
That's what most people do when they're college. They get older. I think about it because I was in insurance for so many years. I paid out all the claims and all the bills and the rest. When you should go, you get there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Getting her kitchen.
I took all my roll last night and Dad realized it, so I only have 4 left here.
Well, I've got quite a few left on my digital. Go ahead.
We travel near, travel far, we travel far, but we travel under the same bright star. So take my hand, come with me. one. So that's Jeremy Hess on vocals and bass. I've got Joe Bender over here playing drums, hand drums. Took time out from a trip to India to come play with us here. Greg Salerno on the guitar, the masterful one. I don't have enough. I could use a little bit more of my guitar. Just to hear. So who do you call when the problems of the world get you down? I don't really know. But I know what you can use to call. Jeremy's going to sing about that right now.
Your eyes. Take your glasses off, Dan.
Sometimes it gets bad before it gets better. Sometimes it gets worse before it gets best. Sometimes you don't know the sense of the sometimes you just feel all alone. Sometimes it's no but you can't talk to. It's time to stop the riot. Use your soul. Well, it's no need to running high. I'm right here by your side. You may not feel or hear or see me, but I am with you like a memory. Sometimes you forget just who you are. Sometimes you forget why you're here. Sometimes you don't know just what to hold on to. It's time to stop, make your choice. Choose love, not fear. There's no need to run and hide. I'm right here by your side. You may not feel or hear or see me, but I am with you like a memory.
Did you do some of these? Did you do one of these? You're too old to do them? Oh, guys. Are y'all running this booth?
Yes, sir.
I'm just taking a break from over there and come out here to get some people walking on the street.
I saw people with chickens. Little girl came out here.
Oh, cool. Have you ever been down there?
No, where is it? Where is it?
It's on at the Presbyterian Center, I believe.
I mean, did you guys set up something today?
They've got a table and they have that music back there. Table back behind there. But did you see the newspapers today? front page, look at the Times and the Morning News. Both have a story about OMNI donating $25,000 to preserve a wetland prairie in South Fayetteville. There'll be a little nature area where you can walk and see wildflowers and birds and be quiet and enjoy life. So, yeah, it's going to be called the it's right here, World Peace Wetland Prairie. We're selling those for a donation to help pay for it. Hey, look around here. Come here. You don't recognize me at all. Why didn't you bring a dog with you?
What have you been up to?
Why didn't you bring a dog with you? All these people have these worthless dogs, aren't even trained down here.
They're at home. Probably taking a nap.
Who is this?
Tony Kopak, this is my wife Waka. Aubrey Shepherd. You still working out in the morning news?
Yeah.
Still
What's your name?
Wakaka.
Wakaka? He's told me about you a while back, but I've never met you.
Still duck hunting, Eddie?
I didn't go this year. I bought all my licenses and tags to support the project, but it didn't happen. All we've been worried about is this. Did you see the newspapers today at the top of the page? Times and the Morning News, either one?
I didn't read all the papers.
Well, this is in our neighborhood. We've been fighting for several years to save it. And so, in fact, I'm going to give you one because I think it'll look good on your shirt.
That little wetland in Fayetteville? Yeah, that's a big deal.
It's a tiny piece, but it's being surrounded by development.
Oh, yeah.
So it'll be sort of a sacred little spot in there that you can go in. We're going to restore it to native species, and at the front it'll have sort of park-like entryway. So it'll be a place you can bring your child and watch birds and flowers. Just
off 15th Street, isn't it?
Yeah, it's down there at 11th and between 11th and 12th, just off of Duncan. Tell me your name.
Tony Kopak.
Good looking guy. How old are you?
5.
5? You're kind of big.
Start riding again.
He's kind of big for him.
Yeah. My mom's about 5'2" and her mom's about 5'2".
And what, you're 6 feet or?
Yeah, 6 feet.
And so he's taking after you and maybe outgrow you.
He just turned 5 this month.
2 weeks ago.
Well, you know, there's one profession you can make money in if you're real tall. It's called basketball, but
I played
you got to get an education.
Mama played basketball.
I played basketball.
Did you really? Well, teach him. If he gets
yeah.
his dad's height or bigger, you know, he'll get his scholarship. But here's our website. I changed it from dogs to wildflowers.
Good luck.
Thank you. How about a piece of beautiful jewelry for you? For only $5, it's a donation to save wetland in South Fayetteville.
Oh, really?
Yeah, come here, let me show you. Get a pen. No, one of those pens on the right. No.
If I have fun, I probably do. I don't need a pen. I'll just give you my name.
I want you to have the pen and wear it.
There you go. How's it going? No. That's someone else
can you give it to somebody else?
We stood our ground for what we believed in. No to war, we stood up for peace. Back in the day, hey, when we were young. Back in the day, hey, when we were young. Back in the day, back in the day, yeah. Back in the day, when we were young. So back in the saddle of your iron steed, breathing destruction, war and greed. You're blaming on the deal, and you tell us lies. War is peace, but that's not a crime. Because we did the deal, well, I remember you. Apocalypse in the business suit, like a preacher at a Salem trial. There's been some death with the righteous smile. Hey, hey, I hope there's a day for the young. I hope there's a day for the young. Let's seize the day. Let's seize the day. Let's seize.
Hi. Now see, I've seen your name connected with this or something else, and I knew it was somebody that I was supposed to know, but I did not remember the occasion.
No.
And there are people like, but I've flat lost memory for names just terribly. I mean, I just cannot recall, but that would have been...
You know, I remember a lot of stuff from my honeymoon that I don't remember, you know.
You know, I just got that on tape. I'll call your wife, play that for her and see what she thinks it is.
All right.
Which part was it? But seriously, it's a shame. Well, I was wondering if anybody's gonna figure out how to fix this. Y'all just put a bunch of hay in there to hold the red dirt back. Sir?
Trying to slow down the silt and stuff.
Yeah, I see this when I come down here. I come down here and look at the geese a lot of times, and boy, a lot of that red stuff's going all the way in the lake.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the trouble. They take that red dirt, shouldn't be in a creek bottom.
Yeah.
But it's hard to keep it out when they use that much on a site.
Yeah.
And those silt fences are just about worthless, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's a tough one. A lot of them people were using these real just plastic, lightweight for a while. These last longer at least.
Yeah. Well, this to me, we didn't put this up on the.
Do y'all have better ones that do a better job?
Some places that put their own stuff up, they just put it up for looks, but it's got to be there.
But it's got to let the water through and not the
That's what
other
it
stuff.
stops the silt, and then the water just passes through.
The water goes through this?
Yeah. It's just woven plastic. It's real tight.
Right.
Yeah.
But it will get through it.
Yeah, this stuff's kind of old though.
Yeah. Because that washed out soon after they put it there. I mean, it started making a hole.
Yeah.
First time it rained after they did it. But that's the way they are everywhere. And as long as the EPA lets you do it, that's what they're going to do, the least they can do, you know. So.
Well, they can't. They got to leave that open so it can.
Right, but that's where the worst of the silt's going to go. Yeah, it's a hard problem. Well, I'm glad y'all are doing something with it.
Yeah, if this don't work, we'll be back, I'm sure.
Hope so. Thank you. These are the O'Farrell sisters who were abandoned in the trailer park just to the north of our house. It's soon going to be part of the Aspen Ridge development. Abandoned a year and a half ago when the trailers were moved out for this development that now soon will start being built. Right along the creek bank over there and out across the flat area between Town Branch of the West Fork of the White River and the A&M Railroad, Arkansas and Missouri Railroad, runs north-south there. Well, it's sort of northeast and southwest at that point, but it's a north-south railroad. These girls are pretty nice. Once we got them fixed, they've been staying out of trouble. They're not too much threat to the birds, and one of them has only one eye, so she's not a real successful hunter. Peace Garden's got some blooms right now, and that's nice. Comes Larry Smith. He's been for a little walk. There goes the Jennifer and Kurt and their kids. Walking with a baby and a stroller, the fancy kind, behind a bike. Kurt likes to pull that little boy around, and they have a nice family outing going on at the intersection of South Duncan Avenue and South Van Buren Avenue, which goes at an angle off to the southeast at that point. Let's see what our vinca looks like now. And we've got even more purple blooms. Ours is in the vinca patch to go with the vinca and other purple items here. Well, that's pretty nice. We don't know the name of this one, but it's on the square. We'll have to get the name from the square, you say? Yeah. It just, at a glance, you'd think it's a grapevine, and it's a tree with you say it flowers in winter and then has the berries in spring. Pretty interesting. This one's called a foxglove tree, and it's pretty nice. Pretty nice. Interesting old tree because best blooms are way out on these limbs, and some of them are up pretty high. Well, that's not them way up high, that's totally different, but also attractive bloom on that tree. But back to our foxglove tree. The trunk itself of this tree is what somebody might say is unhealthy. But as long as it's producing leaves and flowers, it means it's producing food for wild things. And it's magnificent. In fact, there's nothing ugly about that somewhat decayed trunk. Artists want to create things that are as beautiful as that trunk. Foxglove tree. Beautiful plant. You see from the prairie portion of this out there where the grass is, it becomes wooded, more heavily wooded as you get down near the town branch. And there are some pretty interesting trees and wildflowers all over this area. And of course, right there, you're looking down over the side of the town branch. And as we understand it, there'll be a very narrow riparian area left here. We hope some of these better flowering trees and the good oaks that produce a great deal of food for the squirrels and deer and other species will be saved. It's all been approved for development, so except for the very narrow riparian zone that the Corps of Engineers demands be protected, it's just mostly up to the developer now to, and the builders themselves, to be merciful to nature as they work out here to create their condominia, mini condominia. Wonderful diversity on the ground, and you can see the flowers of the foxglove that have fallen in many cases here. Let's see if we can pick one up rather than pick one. Maybe there's one hanging on the grass. There we are, looking down at the town branch. It's flowing pretty clear. Can't say it's clean. You can see debris such as concrete blocks and things in there. And we know it's only about 300 yards to 6th Street where pollution's entering from there in the campus. But nonetheless, it's a magnificent area. Some beautiful trees along the shoreline, and it's pretty hard to match the beauty of this place without going way out of the city. It's pretty nice. Wonderful place. Squirrels can cross all through here. Trees hang over the creek. It's magnificent. There's an actual cypress tree right there. Should be growing a little closer to the creek.
Don't come over. It's raccoon feed is that way.
That's a pretty nice oak tree. We hope that's one on the protected list. We're not quite sure. We're not quite sure. We don't know exactly. We don't know which of these oak trees are going to go and which ones are staying. I'm afraid it's not good news. But we don't want to talk to them about it ahead of time. I'm sure that if somebody starts chopping on them, they're going to consider falling on them because trees do not like to be chopped on. I wouldn't want to be the guy to cut a tree like that. I'd have to be pretty desperate to have some wood on the ground to even imagine destroying a tree like that. There's Chalk, Aubrey hot chocolate. Aubrey hot chocolate egg, named after Egg, his daddy, who never formally had the name. He is Bounty Grant's Aubrey, and he is 14 and a half years old. Chalk's about 6 or 7 years old, I guess. He's sort of like his daddy. He's awful pretty. And Eggs crawled around and turned over his water dish. We're going to have to set that up for him. Chalk! Shocker. Shocker. What are you doing? Chalk. Chalk, come. Chalk, come. Come, Chalk. Good boy. Yeah. Good boy. Yeah. See him with his dad there. Backyard doesn't have the amount of ambrosia growing it usually does, but maybe it'll be prettier this year and some of the trees will get sunshine a little longer because the ambrosia's behind, and that's a good thing. That would be a good thing. Old leg, 14 and a half, still kicking, still good looking. Chalk. Chalk, come. Come here, Chalk, now. Well, there's where the old shed was. It was probably maybe once a chicken house itself. And we sure would like to have had the barn boards, but instead some very bad children came along and set it fire about 2-3 weeks ago. And you can see it's just a mess. Blackbird doesn't care. He wants to get down on the ground of the corn we've got out there. And of course there's lots of other birds around, as you can hear, but here's an ugly spot. And the worst part, it damaged some significant trees in the area. And we're gonna have a lot less shade over here in the summer when it's hot for the rabbits and so forth, but at least we've got all the money promised to save the Wetland Prairie area, and this little wooded area will probably manage to survive and provide a lot of habitat despite the possible loss of that tree. It's a shame, but bad children are everywhere. Can't always prevent it. They just don't understand what it means to waste even an old worthless building, and what it might mean to wildlife to have their habitat destroyed. It's something kids have to be taught, because not everyone figures that out on his own. I wish we could say they would, but they don't. There's a dove in the tree there not far out. Let's see, can we see that dove? Certainly see the cardinals picking it across. Coming back for this corn. Got birds on the ground over there. Somewhere there's a flicker. Other species in there. A lot of sparrows. At least 3 species of sparrows are here all the time. And let's see. Dove's right over there behind some stuff. And we could stay here all afternoon and see different birds, but can't hold this camera forever. Pair of doves up there about 12 feet or so. That brown bird is in there somewhere, but it's really hard to see. I think I might see her now. See her tail hanging off the limb. But totally camouflaged in there. And see her moving just a little. To see her. Turkey's gobbling behind me. Not far away. Okay, there's another one of the brown birds. They get into the thickest places. You see her now. That's the question. This tape will soon be full. Wish she'd move, turn around for you. Maybe you can see what she's doing. Hope so. Beautiful birds. thrasher or thrush or flicker. Not sure. I haven't had a real good look. There's a pair out there. They keep moving around. Yeah, you'll probably be able to see that. There she moves. Good. Yeah, maybe we can identify her after we look at the video. It's a little better than naked eye here. Not a real big blow up, but pretty good. That was fast. Here's Matt in the outfield, hoping a guy will get a pitch to hit from old Mike soon enough. Not too soon. We're in the right field fence at Walker Park here. It's only 200 feet on field 8, but it's a nice field. Adults can play here. Just get a lot more home runs than you'd really like. People are using the new trail. There comes somebody with a dog. 2 dogs. Not unusual. Now, which ones are from your mom?
This fern, these ferns.
Uh-huh.
The Pachysandra around it.
That's from Rye also.
Yeah. And this hosta, which I'll bring home lots more. She has almond seal, but this is from Sarah's.
Well, the climate in Fayetteville is not so different from the New York City area that things don't transplant. Probably some things that you take from here might get frozen out, but it's not that extreme.
And look at
where are these?
This is yarrow.
And where did they come from?
The Prairie.
They're from Prairie.
Native.
And they're native species. And what's the little? What do we expect to see the next change in those?
This, it'll be white, a white head.
Yeah.
Sort of like Queen Anne's lace.
Yeah.